MMA Rants and Raves, UFC 137, BJ Penn versus Nick Diaz. Well guys, I don't know if you heard, GSP is out of UFC 137 with an injury. I was really disappointed to hear this. I was really looking forward to that fight, but you know, injuries happen, and now Penn versus Diaz is bumped up to the main event. And you know something, I think it's going to be a good main event, because these two guys have a lot in common. I mean, they both have granite chins. Neither of them have been knocked out unconscious. As far as being completely knocked out unconscious, so you know, they're just so both incredibly tough. They can take crazy amounts of punishment and continue fighting. They have good stand-up. They both have outstanding ground games. So they do have a lot in common as far as their styles. Now, if you look at both of these guys, Penn has the experience factor. I think he's faced a lot tougher competition. And it's kind of interesting because rather than do MMA math, it's better to look at styles making fights. And what I mean is that Penn stopped the guy that defeated Diaz. Of course, that was a long time ago, and I'm talking about Diego Sanchez. Diego Sanchez uses wrestling to defeat Diaz, to control him. Now, the reason I'm bringing this fight up is because to defeat Diaz, you're going to have to be a high-level wrestler and use your wrestling to control him on the ground, because you can take Diaz down, and of course, I don't think he minds it because he wants to be on the ground. I mean, his jiu-jitsu is really good. Now, Penn, of course, is not the wrestler that Sanchez is. And Penn, of course, uses that great takedown defense because he wants to fight standing up. So that's the point here, is that these two guys, so it seems, are just going to be standing up with each other, or they may want to go to the ground with each other. So it's going to be a different type of fight. Now, whatever happens, it just seems that, you know, these two guys are just too tough. It's unlikely that you would imagine, based on the fights that you saw before, that one of them might be able to finish another. And of course, now that this is a main event, it's going to be five 5-minute rounds. And being the fact that it is 5-minute rounds, you have to give the advantage to Diaz, because although these guys have a lot in common, Diaz has the cardio advantage. I mean, this is a guy that he can take a crazy amount of punishment, and it seems like a strategy to let the other guy wear himself out, and then he can take the fight over. I mean, look at the Paul Daly fight. I mean, he was throwing everything but the kitchen sink at this guy. Guys, how tough can you be? He ate a Paul Daly left hook. It looked like the fight was over, and he was still around. He kept on fighting. He's like a zombie. He just keeps on coming back. And he's the one that got the stoppage. And it seemed that, like, towards the end of that fight, that Daly just fell down, and it wasn't the direct result. It wasn't the direct result of a punch. It just seemed like he fell, and it looked like it was because of, you know, him getting tired. I mean, he was expending a lot of energy. I mean, so it seemed. And of course, you know, he did eat some shots also. But you know, that's the thing with Diaz. I mean, he's got that amazing cardio, and I guess if the fight goes in the later rounds, you kind of have to give the advantage to Diaz. I mean, if Penn is very aggressive earlier in the fight and can't get a finish, he may do enough to wear himself out so Diaz can take over in the later rounds. So it depends what kind of strategy Penn uses. Of course, Penn surprised a lot of people when he fought John Fitch. He tried to take Fitch down. So if he implements a wrestling strategy, I don't know if he's going to do that. And the question is, can he really successfully, constantly take Diaz down? That's something that we might see. I mean, who knows what we're going to see in this fight. Now, keep in mind that Diaz does have an advantage in size. He's a larger guy. He has longer reach. And, you know, he's a big welterweight. He's like 6'1". And he just might try to wear Penn out. He might let Penn attack, and he might absorb some punishment, which is what he's done in his past fights, and then he might take over the fight later. So really, it also depends what kind of condition Penn is going to be in. So that's really what it comes down to. So I'm going to make a prediction here. I'm going to go with Nick Diaz in this fight. I think that he might be able to use that cardio. If he can survive anything that Penn throws at him, Diaz's jiu-jitsu is really good, so a submission is unlikely. He's never been submitted before. Both of these guys have never been submitted before. So if he can force this fight into the later rounds And if it goes to a decision, I would have to give Diaz the advantage in this fight. So I'm going to go with Nick Diaz in this fight. I'd like to know what you think about the fight and the UFC 137 card. Please leave your comments below the video, rate this video, and subscribe, and thank you for tuning in.